Hey guys, welcome back. Hope you're doing all good today. Let's got a fun little video for you guys. I do have a free-for-all where we're going to be leading a all-Goblin army, which is very exciting. We've had some competitive play just yesterday actually. We had our first ever tournament up on the channel, so I thought we'd just switch it, dial it back down, do a kind of a little bit of a silly battle. So for our forces today, our front line is all Night Goblins. We have a couple of units of Fanatics on the side, but for the most part they're just basic Night Goblins chevroned up to silver chevrons. These guys are actually going to be not too weak anymore when they've been chevroned up like this. They can hold, surprisingly long. Then the back we do have a couple of units of Night Goblin Archers, 4 in total I believe. Let's just double check. Yep, 4 in total there. And leading our forces, we do in fact have a Goblin Great Shaman up on his mighty steed here. The wolf always looks so awesome. I wish they were more powerful, but they're very fast. And he's going to be running around scheming and cackling as much as possible. So of course he has all the standard lord traits. He also has Curse of the Bad Moon, Itching Nuisance, Vindictive Glare, and Sneaky Stabbing. We also have a Night Goblin Shaman here who just has Vindictive Glare and the Madcap Mushrooms. The idea is that you fire a Vindictive Glare, pop the mushrooms, fire another Vindictive Glare. At the same time, the Goblin Great Shaman will do the same Vindictive Glare, and hopefully you can do some huge damage to single targets. In the back we do have a couple of units of Trolls. These are actually surprisingly good. I really like Trolls. I feel like some people underestimate them. Their regen ability is really useful considering they've got poor leadership. So they run away from the battle, heal up, and come back into the fray. We also have 2 units of the Goblin Doom Diver Catapults. I'm a big fan of these guys. You've probably seen them a lot on my channel if you've seen any of my previous Greenskin battles. They just do a decent amount of damage overall. Now over here we are going to be facing up against the Chaos, led here by Sir Plusha. Is how I'm going to say your name, because I have no idea how to pronounce that. Looks like he does have 2 units of Chaos Knights. I was very scared of these. I had an idea that they might just roll through my army. Goblins aren't going to do much to pin them down and stop them. The Trolls, however, might be able to pin them in. In the back, he does have a unit of Dragon Ogres and a unit of Chaos Spawn, which I haven't seen used too often before. I mean, they just look so depressing. Look at that. Like, look at that as an existence. It's not the place you want to be. Their faces remind me of the old King Kong movie, the little worm things that came out. I think one of them ate the cook's head. But either way, they're just very creepy and scary looking. Now, for the main kind of chunk of his force, he has gone for a mixture of Chaos Warriors and Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Looks like that just across the front line. He has gone for a Chaos Sorcerer of Fire here. Let's have a little look at your spells. So it has gone for the Flamestorm, the Burning Head, which could do some huge damage up against my poor little goblins, and Cascading Firecloak. Now, leading his forces, he does, of course, have the man himself, Kolek Sun-Eater, the huge beast, one of the most powerful combatants, just in Warhammer lore in general, but also, of course, in the game. Does a massive amount of damage, and I'm sure he's excited to, stomp some poor little goblins. We're going to be mainly focusing on those 2 armies to start with, as that is the army I end up battling. But we'll have a quick look at, what the other opponents are bringing. So Bretonnians have gone for a front line of spearmen at arms with shields, just nice and cheap there to hold the line, with quite a few units of peasant bowmen. These guys don't have the best stats, but there is 68 of them in each unit, and enough arrows do enough damage over time. So these guys hold up the front line, they can do some serious damage. The back, he's gone pretty hardcore with some chevroned up Grail Guardians. These guys are the anti-infantry version. They can stay in combat a bit, sustained combat a bit longer than most knights. Most knights need to cycle charge. These guys don't have to do it as much, but it can still be quite beneficial. And leading them today is going to be the Fey Enchantress, who's a super common pick. Just looks like she's bought almost all her spells. Just mass healing, very good, caster overall. Up onto a unicorn, just doing that weird side seat thing, which just can't be comfortable up on her unicorn. Now for the final opponent today, we do have someone in command of the Lizard Men. My precious dinosaurs are going against me. It looks like he's gone for a fairly themed army here of mainly Skinks and Crocscore. So his front line is going to be 4 units of Crocscore. These big old crocodiles are going to be pounding out the enemy. Very cool unit overall. In the back, he's got for some red-crested Skinks in the second line. These guys are pretty decent. They do have their big old hammers for a bit of that AP. And 2 units of Skink cohorts guarding the flanks. In the back, he does have a few Saurus, just a couple of units of Saurus Warriors. And in the centre, he does have a Feral Bastillodon, who would be quite nice against me, actually. He's quite tough. I don't have the best AP, apart from the Trolls. And obviously causes a lot of terror. He does have the Salamander Hunting Pack. A big fan of these guys. I know they're a bit hit and miss. Some people really don't like them. Some people are big fans. I am one of those people who fall into the latter category. I think they're really good overall, especially the Umbral Tide. He does have a Saurus Scar Veteran up on a Carnosaur here. I mean, very deadly, just running around being a nuisance. As for his lord, he does just have a plain Saurus Old Blood on foot, so no magic, which is very surprising. I always recommend taking a caster. It's just free value, you know, you have the Winds of Magic, might as well use them. So let's get this underway. We'll actually speed up to start because a bit of repositioning. Originally, I wanted to go up against the Lizman player, but it looked like he was forcing his way over to the Bretonnians, and the Chaos was just slowly coming around here, getting ready to hunt me down. So I really do reposition all my troops. I'm trying to take this high ground here for my Doomdiver catapult, so they've got the best line of sight. It looks like the first volley of goblins has been let loose. I mean, targeting these knights, I really want to start dragging them down. They've got a lot of armour, but I was going to see how much damage the goblins did. And what a strike originally there from the goblins. That first strike, look how many dead knights there are. And these guys are an expensive unit as well. You can just see the HP damage. They're already down to 35 models from an initial 45, so 10 dead already just from the first volley. So some great value there. The second volley does come in. They are able to choose for a bit of cover, but they still take a huge amount of damage, forcing them away. Now, they were trying to get around the flank. My opponent has realised they're just taking far too much damage. They're much quicker than his main force, and they're getting a little bit isolated. And these just Doomdive catapults are just doing crazy amounts of damage straight off the gate. Now, of course, these goblins, they do have their little wings strapped to them, so they can correct their course in the air slightly. So they're actually fairly accurate, surprisingly. As you can see, they're just dead knights all over the place. They constantly come crashing in. These guys are close to breaking. Down to 20 models now. I've lost over half already. There's a little bit of extra fire coming in from the forest goblins, spider riders as well. I won't focus on this battle too much over here, at least not to begin with, but it looks like the Lizman player is going to start using these trees here just to help negate some of the Grail Guardian's utility. Of course, Cav fight a little bit worse than trees. Will work on the same effect, however, for this Croxagore. But we'll see who gets on over there and see who comes to, you know, claim the lives of whoever survives this fight over here. So I was trying to force my opponent down this funnel here, where I could just block him off with the mass goblins, the trolls, archers, and allow these Doomdivers just to fire all day. It looks like my opponent's not having any of that. He's trying to get behind this big shot blocker here. And it looks like he might be trying to attack from both angles around the side, so I'm going to have to reposition my army a little bit. Probably down this gully here, just to, you know, ensure that I don't get flanked in any way. The Forest Goblin Spider Riders are just being a bit of a nuisance right now, peppering down these Dragonlords a tiny bit. They've done a little bit of HP damage, does poison them as well. They're just trying to be an overall pain in the bum, basically, which is their main purpose, I feel. These Doomdiver catapults just continue to fire in. Looks like I've switched targets over to the left-hand flank, trying to do some damage to these Chaos Warriors. I mean, if we do enough damage to them, the Goblins will actually manage to just about hold the line, at least against them, maybe even things like that, especially with help of the Trolls. Now, Trolls are going to be huge for me in this. Big flaming head coming down by my opponent, and it looks like I was actually moving my army backwards at the time. So for the most part I missed, but it did do a decent amount of damage to these Night Goblin archers, and a little bit of work over here on these Night Goblins. So as far as Spider Riders are just starting to kite these Chaos Knights now over on the flank, which is perfect for me. On the left flank, these Chaos Warriors have taken quite a large amount of damage. It looks like, however, I have started to prioritise some of their shots, and they're going into these Chaos Warriors with great weapons. Archers are letting loose now, finally, on top of some of these Chaos Knights. A little bit of damage, but they are shielded, so they're not going to take too much damage. But if we manage to hit them in the flank, their shields won't actually be as effective. Looks like these Forest Goblin Spiders may actually get caught. They are on skirmish mode, but unfortunately, if one gets caught like this by this very, very brave Chaos Knight there, the computer does kind of turn your units around and pop into the fight. Looks like a big fire vortex they come down, doing some decent damage to Night Goblin archers. It looks like Kolak has engaged on the left flank there. We're going to be punching fire into those ridiculous players. Fortunately, as we'll see throughout this battle, they don't seem to be the most accurate of fellows, these Night Goblins. They miss most of their vindictive players quite frustratingly. We have popped the war, however, and these trolls are running into the front line to support their little Night Goblin brethren. And they're doing fantastic work against these Chaos Warriors. Absolutely punching them down. With that war, you have a big 18% charge bonus and 20 relay attack. These trolls are just making mincemeat of these Chaos Warriors. Over on the flank, with the war pop of Night Goblins, they're doing a decent amount of damage to these Chaos Knights, trying to force them into these trees, give them a bit of a negative. Looks like they have forced their way out though. It's going to be a bit of a pitch fight, but at least they're holding them up over here. Then in the centre, all the archers are just been pinging Kolak constantly. Some of them have actually seemed to switch these Dragonlords, just trying to drag down these big units. A lot of these small Night Goblins, all just trying to hold the line. Tons of archer fire coming in now from these Dragon Ogres, supported by the Trolls, and it looks like the Trolls up here have managed to catch the Chaos Sorcerer, which is very good for me. and those Chaos Spawn have been left in reserve a bit. They are starting to catch up. These Night Goblins, I did see them, and I was trying to chase down these units, but I didn't want to get too close, but I carried on the pursuit anyway. And it looks like we have managed to fend off those Dragon Ogres, break them with constant fire from these arrows. They know they're just the Night Goblin archers, the arrow boys of the Orc variety. These trolls are doing a fantastic work here up against units of Chaos Warriors. They are hammering them. As long as the trolls can stay and fight, they should be able to crush these guys fairly comfortably. The problem obviously with trolls is their low leadership. Looks like the Doom Diver catapult is also firing ahead, and we're getting a little bit of friendly fire as well, but that's the Goblin way. Kolek did get into the back line. He has managed to tear out some of these Doom Divers and Night Goblin archers. However, the other one's still active, and we have mass archer fire now coming into Kolek. Again, not the most accurate of these being goblins, but just through sheer weight, you can see his health is going down relatively quickly. He might be able to pop into my Night Goblin Shaman here. Of course, though, the Goblin Great Shaman on his wolf has got great mobility, and he shouldn't be caught as long as I'm paying attention. So back here, we do have a little bit of a monster mash. These trolls are up against the Chaos Spawn. 2 units of normal trolls should easily be able to deal with the Chaos Spawn. They will take some damage in return. However, it does look like I'm actually turning around. Probably going to be trying to pin in Kolek here, I assume. Have a little look. A lot of goblins are starting to rally. Chaos Knights, well, are really struggling actually up against just the mass Night Goblins. And the trolls do charge in the back, trying to ping Kolek in, trying to get him stuck. He has popped Foe Seeker, he also did stand and die briefly. But all these trolls surround him, beating down. It looks like we are going to break him. The Goblin Great Shaman is chasing off the Chaos Sorcerer. The Chaos Sorcerer doesn't have too bad combat stats though, so I'm not sure who'd win in a straight fight if he just turned and actually tried to take some of that damage. Looks like we have broken off these Chaos Knights. Some other Chaos Knights did break, but oh no, they probably chased off the Spider Riders, but they're just kind of sitting idle right now. In the distance, these Night Goblins were very brave, did actually manage to shatter these Chaos Warriors. It looks like the other ones have managed to rally though, and are currently hiding in the trees, trying to be all sneaky, try and out-sneak the Goblins. It looks like we are trying to chase down Kolek over here. So far, if we take a little look at the leaderboard, I am in the lead by almost double. So those of you who don't know too much about free-for-all, it's last man standing does get a big bonus, of course. So I think it's about 3,000 points. It might vary on what they do, I'm not really sure. The way the scoring system works is it's the most damage done. So trying to get as much damage as possible. Of course, staying alive gets you a bit of a bonus at the end. So I know overall, Goblins probably not going to survive to the end. It's quite rare that, you know, Goblin armies, they get very weak towards the end of their very low leadership. So I'm just trying to do as much damage as quick as possible. But surprisingly, did a decent job up against the Chaos player. The Trolls really pulled their weight, and these Doom Diver catapults. However, we are running out of ammo. This one looks like just has 4 rounds of shooting left. These ones who did get tear out have come back though, and they're much more healthy with 11 rounds of shooting. So I'm just going to fast forward now, because it's just a bit of repositioning as the Chaos player does fall back. Over here, it looks like the brave Bretonnian Knights, or the Grail Guardians and the Fey Archers, did abandon the peasants to die in the most Bretonnian way possible, as I'm assuming the peasants got just crushed by the looks of it by this Lizardman player, who's looking fairly healthy right now. Let's have a look at his army. He's still got all 4 units of Croc Score, though some of them are fairly heavy damage. Pretty much a full health Saurus Scarvet, pretty much full health Saurus Old Blood, fairly healthy Bastiladon, and some fairly healthy troops as well. So it looks like he managed to crush a Bretonnian fairly well. Although, however, the Bretonnian still does have a lot of healing from the Fey Enchantress and all their most expensive units, the Grail Knights. It looks like they're biding their time to come into battle against the Chaos. So over here, I'm just repositioning right now, trying to move up my Doom Divers to get some shots onto these Lizardmen. Over here, it does look like the final fight for the Chaos is about to happen. So everything goes charging and meeting in this downhill charge here. Grail Knights, however, they're designed for anti-infantry, but they should be able to carve up these fairly injured warriors anyway. And Kolek is very beat up himself here. He's got 1,200 health, but I can't see the Chaos players surviving this at all, really. They're just slowly going to get dragged down by the constant cycle charging of the Knights. So let's just fast forward again a little bit. There's a lot of repositioning in the free-for-all, so the videos do tend to be a little bit longer. But let's see what happens. So I am moving up the Doom Dive catapults. Going to start trying to target down some of the Saurus warriors in the back. Who, well, this one's not too healthy, but this one over here is fairly healthy. So it's a good, nice, juicy target. I'm going to try and force the Lizardman player to plod over to me, so at least I can pick the area of fighting. I've got this river to my left, so I can't be flanked. and this unmovable terrain right here, so I think I do actually in fact move up, where I can place some archers and shoot down onto his forces. So yeah, it looks like the Bretonnian player claimed up the chaos, and is going to be hiding in these trees, waiting for an opportunity to strike. Now this Lizardman force is much stronger than my force is currently. You can see the sort of Scarfet gives zero craps right there, just going to be charging directly into the front line. I'm going to try to counter-charge my trolls where possible, and just shoot him down with all this archer fire. The Bretonnian player is very key to this fight, however, though. Just the way he's positioned, if he comes in with a rear charge on top of his Lizardman, I might stand a good chance, or he could come round the flank and really screw me from behind. So it, you know, it depends. Either way, someone is getting screwed, unfortunately. This sort of Scarvet does fall back from combat, but I do start, you know, pinging them some shots from these goblins, just through that constant focus fire. Might be a better idea to actually pin on these top score, but I do have a big old pocket of strength here with these trolls, which is going to be crunching through the line. As long as they hold, they can do some serious damage here. So the has come crunching through. He's going to be a bit of pain. Due to his focus of bad move on this big old blob here. Fortunately, it does not see some damage, but heads in the wrong direction. So I don't get the idea of him placing it here, but I need to try to do some serious damage down. I do pop an itching nuisance on. Where is my lord? He's just up top, tackling and disrupting himself. He does. This sort of Scarvet is getting very low, but he has forces waiting for the back line. You can see a lot of my forces are starting to buckle here, which is a bit of a worry. In comes the big Rohirrim charge here from the Grail Knights. Looks like they want to screw some lizard men from behind today, and they are charging down the hill here. Pain charges is getting a bit smooth for them. Looks like it's actually going to go up and around, targeting me from behind. And these three units are all, looks like they're heading straight for the lizard man. One unit is coming into my very brave Night Goblins down here, so they're going for a bit of both of us, but for the most part they come crashing it into the back line of the lizard men. They smack into the rear of this big old top score blob. What they take to kill right now is trolls. And the archer fire, the back line has it's fairly heavily compromised. There's a few units that's on firing into that big Scarvet from there. Flame Charge does get in the back line and break these Night Goblins, and does some serious damage to the Night Goblin Shaman who is running for the hills. However, the Lord was aware of this ability, and being a very sneaky goblin he is, leaves his forces to get killed while he runs away and hides in the distance. So at this point you can see my entire army is routing apart from the Night Goblin, or the Goblin Great Shaman. So he is going to be falling back, just trying to rally all my troops. You know, goblins, they run away a lot, but they do come back to fight another day. So I'm just going to be rallying these forces, trying to reposition and come back in and take, you know, good opportunity of my two opponents facing here. I am still in the lead by a fairly significant margin, but they are both starting to catch up. And I really need these horses just to rally so I can do some serious damage and try and just, you know, come back, well, just cling on to the lead really. There's no way with these two armies that I'm going to survive to the end and get that big bonus. So I need to try and give as much of a big distance as possible between these two foes there. Chantress being very brave here and heading after the Saurus Scarvet. Hitting it in the rear though, so it is taking, you know, extra damage. Its melee defense is going to be cut in half. But again, that is still very brave. I wouldn't charge after the Carnosaur personally. So we are rallying all our troops around the right hand flank here. This Carnosaur is actually hiding very sneakily behind these rocks. A few shots are going over, most of them looks like hit the rock. And I don't really want to fight this guy right now. He causes terror. And my guys, all their leadership is, you know, pretty low right now, as we saw by that big rout. So I'm going to be trying to, you know, take a leaf out of the Bretonnian book. They came in from the big attack behind, so I'm going to be trying to do the same, move my forces around and charge into this big blob. If I had a Curse of the Bad Moon, that'd be perfect right now to drop right in the middle here. But unfortunately, this is near the end of the game, and the Winds of Magic are running fairly low. A lot of the Lizardmen are starting to run. I'm trying to capitalise on this and force them off the field with the Goblin Great Shaman, but I am unfortunately scared off by these Grail Guardians, who are a little bit too danger close for my liking. So it looks like we are now charging. Very strange formation coming in, just because of the way I moved them originally. They are attacking in these weird columns, but it's all a psychological mind game, of course, brought up by this very sneaky Goblin Grey Shaman to put off the enemy. Now it looks like a lot of the Lizardmen are routed here. Another Vindictive guy does come firing in the Flame Chant, doing a decent amount of damage. The Lizardmen are routing, but they have so many forces left, so by giving them this time to rally and kind of distract the Bretonnians, they're still well in with a shout here. It looks like the big Saurus Carnosaur is coming in after Flame Chant, just very angry that he's attacking him behind the fort, and it does look like break her, and she's got very little health. She's going to scurry away here with 350 health, and I'm sure she will also about to heal up quite a lot. If only my forces managed to hold here, but despite the cycle charging and these nearby terror-causing units, my army does start to break and panic a little bit. These Grail Knights are going to start just carving up the remains. The Goblin Great Shaman here is coming around the back, trying to rally some of these troops, and I see a bit of an opportunity here. I see the Saurus Scarvet, who is running away, this massive dinosaur. You know who's not scared of massive dinosaurs riding T-Rexes? A little goblin on top of his little loyal wolf here, who's going to be chasing him down. Real David versus Goliath situation coming in here. And he's just so fast on this great wolf. Going to be hunting him down, and let's see if we do much damage. 237 health for the Scarvetchen. Just trying to shatter him at this point, but one big hit coming in from behind here. Let's see if we can shatter him. Does a huge amount of damage actually, gets him down to 40. And the great Goblin here does just crush this Scarvetchen. Of course, it was very injured, but the Goblin doesn't have to tell any of his friends that. And according to him, he single-handedly took down this hero of the Lizardmen. He's going to be falling back, just trying to rally these troops. There's a bit of repositioning going on, as all three armies do take this time just to rally a little bit. So let's speed this up. It looks like I do in fact pick the Bretonnians to go after. I was just a bit scared of that terror. There is a Comet of Cassandora being summoned here by the Fey Enchanter. For the most part, I do see it and manage to dodge in time. A little bit of damage taken with Night Goblin Archers, but for how expensive that spell was, it probably wasn't worth it. So I see the Fey Enchantress pretty beaten up. I want to try and snipe her out and then hopefully break these Grail Guardians. They do have very good leadership overall. So we're going to be moving in, trying to get some shots off these Night Goblin Archers. We have a few, volleys left, in us. And there's even some Doom Diver Catapult crew left alive. So in come those shots, doing a little bit of damage. It'd be a terrible way to go, shot down by a mere Night Goblin, especially if their character's so famous as the Fey Enchantress. She is charging in. She has been Last Samurai a little bit. They're down to 80 health. And the Goblin Great Shaman is going to be coming in and just slapping her in the back there and taking her down. He's taking down two heroes or forces that are good so far. So these Grail Guardians are popping into the back line. They're going to start cutting up into Night Goblin Archers pretty badly. As long as these trolls stay in combat, they'll be able to do a decent job against the Grail Guardians, but their leadership is so low at the moment, they are starting to break pretty badly. However, the Goblin Great Shaman does charge in there very bravely up against these much, more elite kind of Grail Guardians here, just to try and keep these trolls in the fight. I know if they stay in the fight they can win this, but it looks like they're going to start to panic and run in. And that's a big danger this late in the game for me. One, the more they run, the less chance they are going to come back. These very mobile Grail Knights could just hunt them down and force them off the field. It looks like my little Night Goblin Shaman does unfortunately break as well, even though the Great Goblin Shaman is still standing firm. It looks like most of these units, they might rally here, but there is some Grail Guardians lurking. They could end up being chased off. As you can see, once again, the Goblin Great Shaman's just going to be falling back, but it's very swift wolf here, trying to rally these forces wherever he can. However, I did leave my Trolls little bundle. My opponent, very good play to him, does go charging in whilst they're isolated and their leadership might be a bit low. So I am forced to bring the Goblin Great Shaman back. He's popped Arcane Conduit there as well, just trying to get a bit more magic. But in return, this has left my back line completely open, and these Grail Guardians just shatter a few units there, I believe. Yeah, you can see these little goblins running through the trees here, and they've been completely shattered. I don't think they're coming back, and it looks like this unit is gone as well. So all of a sudden, my army was just cut in half. I'm left with these two units of Trolls right here, and just the Goblin Great Shaman. But I do still have a substantial lead, 4,000 and so odd points over the Bretonnian player. So at this point, it looks like these Trolls unfortunately might break as well. They're just constantly going down, even though they're standing right next to the Goblin Great Shaman. It's not enough to keep them in the fight, and they do completely shatter, in fact. So I just have the two units left. At this point, my only hope is that Dr. Joe Bob here, in command of the Lizardmen, does in fact win, but doesn't get enough points to overtake me. So it's kind of a bit one of those mind games at this point. You're trying to figure out who to go for. Let's just fast forward now, as there's quite a lot of just repositioning in these late stages. Looks like the Bretonnian player is going to try and loop around just to rally his forces with these Grail Guardians. I don't want to be that guy who keeps running away, so I do eventually just charge straight into these Lizardmen, just trying to do as much damage as possible towards the end. Unfortunately, it does look like the greatest Goblin Great Shaman of all time is going to get dragged down by hordes of Croxagore and this Saurus Oldblood. He was a very brave Goblin, did a crazy amount of damage, took down the Fey Enchantress, that big nasty Carnosaur. He definitely paid for his weight in gold. So yep, I'm out of it. I'm in the run there with my, do I have 15,553 points there? I am being chased down though here. The Bretonian is closest, but it's a pretty close game right now. They are just going to be doing a little bit of repositioning. There's a little bit of chat as well, just going in the chat. Unfortunately, I don't think you can see it in replays. And they're both kind of daring each other to attack. Obviously, neither wanted to go down the hill for that attack. But to be honest, the Lizardman player's probably got this, but that is a lot of Ground Knights still. And if he had any hills left, this could be a completely different situation. Let's see. He does go charging in, targeting out the Saurus Warriors first, which is probably a fairly good play, just try and break them off. They don't have the best leadership anymore, I would imagine, this late in the game, how little HP they have. It looks like he does shatter one unit. Looks like this other unit's wavering, but in return, Grail Guardians are taking damage, and his Proxidor, left alone, will do a decent amount of damage. One unit Proxidor does start to flee, though two in fact, so two are down. There's just one slightly healthy unit. Some skink cohorts. There's not too much left. The Bretonians might actually be able to drag this out. It's just that Saurus Old Blood they really have to worry about right now. They have a Witch's Life Charge, and they might be able to just constantly push him over. The Feral Bestower also might actually be a bit of a pain. This late in the game, it might end up just tear routing, and it's still a big armored dinosaur, so it's going to be quite tanky. And should be able to tank a lot of this damage. And it looks like the Foxes are fleeing for hills, and they're not going to be coming back. But in return, it looks like these ones have shattered off the Bretonians, these Grail Knights. Two other ones are wavering, and the last one only has 15 models left. And they are slowly getting dragged down by this big old roadblock, which is the Feral Carnosaur. Sorry, Bastillodon. Feral Carnosaur will be very nice this late on, but Bastillodon has its own perks, you know, it's dead cheap and super tanky. It looks like the Grail Knights are starting to waver, and I think that's going to be all it is. Let's see what happens on the points, though, if I can cling on with my tricksy Goblin schemes, or if Dr. Joe Bob is going to pop over. I think I should be safe, but I'm unsure of how many point bonus you get, and it is a Pyrrhic victory for the Goblins! So let's go to the end stats there. So it looks like it is about a 3,000 point bonus, so I do manage to cling on to victory there, even though the greatest Goblin who ever lived did go down. I'm sure his followers will, you know, run around the world and spread the word of a great Goblin victory. So this was a super fun free-for-all to play. I've been doing a few free-for-alls now and again. They're, you know, the nice break from doing kind of the ladder matches, which are a bit more serious, a bit more competitive. And it thought it was just a bit of a joke, you know, bring the Goblins. I don't have the DLC, so I was pretty limited on what I could take. But it actually works surprisingly well. MVP's definitely been these Doomdive catapults. So I hope you guys enjoyed the, you know, tricksy schemes of the Goblins here. If you did, please do leave a like or just comment down below. And as always, please do subscribe. If you guys, you know, really want to support the channel as well, I do have a Patreon just down in the description below. All money that goes in the Patreon, of course, goes straight out back onto the channel. So hope you guys enjoyed. Peace, peace. See you next time.